Hey VC, how's it going? Matt here, back with a quick vinyl finds video, a quick update. I know I said a year or two ago now at this point that I wouldn't do any more videos driving in my car, and I'm not driving in my car. I had to take my dog to the groomer this morning, and since I live out in the boonies, in the middle of nowhere, I had to drive like half an hour or 40 minutes to take him to the groomer. So I'm just kind of hanging out, waiting on him to get done. I normally go to the thrift store here in town. I've had some good luck there the last few months finding some stuff, so stopped in, and they're closed today. They're doing a little bit of remodeling, so kind of sucks. But I brought along some records to show since I had some time to kill. Thought I'd throw up a video since it's been a few weeks. Just haven't been buying a ton of stuff since the new year. Between January and February, including the January record show, I bought like 7 or 8 records. Just haven't been out going shopping much. Been busy with stuff coming up. Our baby's due in about a month, so we've been finishing up the nursery and things like that. I haven't been doing a lot of online shopping. I'm trying to keep it a little bit cheaper this year. I went kind of nuts last year shopping with stuff, and gonna try to rein it in a little bit. Get back to my cheapy finds. I really like in-person finds too, so I'm trying to avoid online shopping if I can. But had some good luck at the March record show a couple weeks ago, so we're going to shoot a record run video on Thursday. Hope to have it up this weekend, so I'll be showing that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, I thought I'd catch up on some newer purchases, some new vinyl purchases. Some of these are as far back as like October and November. Some of these were pre-orders from around that time that have been trickling in throughout January and February and beyond. So I'm just gonna hop into these. I've got a couple soundtracks to show off first. This one might be a little bit divisive. This is the La La Land soundtrack. I really liked this movie, and I love the soundtrack as well. I know some people think it's an overrated movie and it's overrated music, and that's fine. That's your opinion. This is my opinion. So we can live in the same world and disagree with stuff. I know that's kind of crazy to think the way social media and things try to pit everyone against each other. But if you don't like this, it's okay, but, you don't have to leave a snarky comment about how I'm wrong for liking it, and I won't leave one back about you not liking it. Let's just exist, man. So, anyway, no, I've just been thinking about that a lot, seeing some comments here and there on other people's videos, not really on mine, so this is not a personal attack on anybody leaving comments on mine, but I've seen some on other people's videos where it's like, somebody will show something that they're excited about, and someone will just leave a one-sentence comment that's like, oh yeah, man, that record sucks. What's the point, man? Just be happy that they're excited about it. You don't have to like it. Nobody's shoving this stuff down your throats. Anyway, sidebar. Back to the content. The La La Land soundtrack. This is the blue vinyl. I believe Barnes & Noble exclusive. I may be wrong on that, but that's where I got it from, Barnes & Noble. I used a gift card that I got for Christmas on this, so it didn't cost me a dime. I think the movie's lovely. I really do. The ending is so sort of bittersweet. The whole movie is about this couple who are navigating falling in love while also trying to pursue careers and trying to decide if career is more important than love, or that love is more important than career, if they can exist side by side, or if it's really even true love. I won't get into any spoilers or anything like that, but I just enjoyed the movie. I like that it was a throwback to classic movie musicals while still feeling a little bit updated with modern camera techniques and modern aesthetics. I really enjoy this. So there you go. There's that one. And then a TV show soundtrack. Love this show. Stranger Things. Oh my gosh. Can't wait for season 2 to come back. Let's see, this is volume 1. It is the Barnes & Noble exclusive. Used a gift card on this one as well, but back when it was released in like October on the red translucent with black smoke. I just thought that looked most like the cover and sort of the aesthetic that the show was going for, so I wanted that pressing pretty bad. Found a copy, luckily, at a St. Louis store. Ambient electronic music. This is not, I typically don't buy soundtracks. I just generally don't care for soundtrack music as a listening experience. I think it works best in the content of the medium, what you're watching. It helps enhance the visual style. It helps enhance the mood of the TV show or movie that you're watching. And sometimes when you're listening to it on its own, it loses some of that context and isn't as enjoyable. This, however, is really good to put on as sort of ambient background music while you're working or writing or whatever you're doing. And this volume 1, I think, has a really nice arc to it. There's sort of a build to it, a little bit of attention. A little bit of attention to the music that has a nice release and payoff. I enjoy this one quite a bit. Volume 2, this is on clear with black smoke. The limited version, I don't think is really that limited. But anyway, this one doesn't have that build and release for me. So I don't enjoy this one as much. I don't go to this one that often. But it's still pretty enjoyable, and I'm a total freak for this show, so I had to buy it. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you may have seen my fake Christmas card that I did this year, which is a Stranger Things theme. But yeah, I don't know, Volume 2, it's one of those, I'm gonna hold on to it probably, but someday it may find its way out of the collection, but Volume 1 is there to stay. Alright, so now on to proper albums, official albums by artists or groups. All 3 of these that I have to show next, I pre-ordered them back in November-ish, and so finally in February, late February, they're being released. First up, Ryan Adams' Prisoner. This was a long wait for this one. I could not wait for this to come out. Do You Still Love Me was the single that they released a couple months ago, and I was so excited. It has the same sound as his previous self-titled release, which is that throwback to 80s rock, early 80s rock, like Springsteen, Tom Petty, artists like that. I really, really enjoy that sound from him. And 80s rock typically isn't my thing, but the way he does it, the twist that he puts on it, and the influences that he's drawing from, it really hits me in the right spot. There's also some throwback to his Americana, alt-country kind of sound on a few tracks. If I can remember correctly, my phone's ringing. Oh, they're done with my dog, apparently, so he can wait a few minutes. All right, let's see, like Tightrope, I think, is a throwback sound. Shiver and Shake. It was produced by Don Was, a famed producer, did like Rolling Stones and things like that. So it's a pretty glossy production. There's some saxophones and things like that, which give it that sort of 80s aesthetic. But he also throws some of that stuff on the acoustic Americana track, so everything ties together. It doesn't sound like they're not disparate sounds there. You know, it's not 80s rock and then stripped down acoustic. It is a stripped down acoustic, but it has the saxophones and the gloss and things like that you get on the other tracks. So it really ties it together. It's really cohesive. And this is a gut punch of an album emotionally. The music, with its sort of gloss and its, I don't know, sort of not peppy sound, but it's kind of a more upbeat 80s rock sound. But emotionally, the lyrics, man, this is devastating stuff. He wrote this as he was going through his divorce. Tracks like Haunted House, We Disappear is the closing track. It's full of heartbreak and pain and questioning life and relationships and love. And I love that stuff in my music. So this is a great album. If you were on the fence about getting it, don't hesitate. This is great. This is the indie store exclusive red vinyl. I believe I had a gift card for this as well, so some cheapy finds for me here, which is always nice. This next one was not that cheap. I did pre-order this and paid for it outright. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizards, Flying Microtonal Banana, with a scratch and sniff sticker. Came with a fanzine as well, which I thought was cool. It's a pretty fun flip through that. And this is on what they call radioactive banana vinyl or radioactive yellow vinyl, so a pretty neon looking thing there. This is different, man. So they experimented with microtonal instruments and microtonal tuning. I don't really fully understand it. I'm not a musician. I played the drums growing up, and you're just looking at notes when you play the drums. You just want to stay on beat and on rhythm. So I don't really understand the intricacies of what microtonal is or what it refers to, but it's different. The harmonies and melodies and stuff kind of are angular to some of the stuff that you normally would hear. I don't want to say sour notes or anything like that. It makes it sound like it's off key, but it's not off key. It's in tune, but there's a different quality to it, a different sound to it than what you're used to hearing. So it is It is different. This has a similar kind of style and sound to Nonagon Infinity. It's that hard driving garage kind of psychedelic punk where the rhythms are like bum 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 bum. I mean, it's just in your face kind of stuff. But it's different. Like the harmonies are discordant. I don't know how to describe it. It's one that I'm not sure I love yet. I like it. It didn't hit me as much as Nonagon Infinity did right away. That album, I think, is fantastic. I think that's one of their best that they've done. I think it's one of the best albums that came out that year. I can't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago. They put out music so fast. And this is apparently the first of 4 or 5 albums that they're releasing this year. So I've got to start saving up now for the rest of their catalog to come out this year. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it. My initial reaction to this was very lukewarm, but the more I listen to it, the more I like it. So I would say, like on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, I'm at about a 7 on this, but it's kind of creeping up to an 8. It's not a hardcore 10 for me, but I do enjoy this one quite a bit. So King Gizzard, they always do something new and unique, and that's what I like about them. They're always experimenting and pushing forward with their music and their sound. So any band that's doing that, I'm going to support. So cool stuff there from them. And then the last one, love this. This is Temple's Volcano. This is wonderful, man. I really, really enjoy this. This is the UK edition. I don't even know how I ordered this. I think I found it on Rough Trade's website and ordered it, and then found out later it was the UK version. It's on neon orange. Comes with 4 different art prints that are just variations of the cover. I don't think it's anything crazy special to show, but their Sun Structures album is amazing. I love that album so much. It's a perfect throwback to the 60s sound and British psych sound. This updates it. This is getting a lot of comparisons to like Tame Impala's Currents, which I like quite a bit as well, but it's a more electronic sound, a more modern 2000s, you know, the year 2000s sound. Some people don't like it. They want the throwback to the 60s, and I don't mind when a group updates their sound. They're not from 1967 or 68. They're from 2015 and 16 and 17. So their sound needs to sound updated. You need to do something new with music. You need to root it in the century and the year that you're living in, while also paying homage to the influences that you're drawing from. So I have no problem with that at all. Certainty was the single that they released, and I think that's probably the best track on here. But I really like Open Air, In My Pocket. Oh, The Savior is really good. Born Into the Sunset. I like it all. I'm kind of at an 8 or a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10 with this. Sun Structures for me still is a 9 or a 10. So everything I said about updating the music, I just contradicted by saying I like their full-on throwback album better. But no, I just appreciate this. I need to give it a few more listens. I haven't had this very long at all. I've had this for about a week. So need to give it a few more listens before I can give a firm opinion on it, a solid review or anything, or a solid rating. My reviews are terrible, but give it a solid rating on it. But right now I'm pretty big on this. This is a fun listen. It's really enjoyable. So if you like Tame Impala's last album, you're going to like this. If you like Temple's first album, you're going to like this too. There's less guitar work, a little more synth and keyboard kind of a sound. I'm into it, man. I dig it quite a bit. So that's what I got to show. Thanks, guys. I got to go pick my dog up and head home. So we'll talk to you later, and see you this weekend, hopefully with a new record run video. Take care. See ya.